Let's break down this heated exchange between Advocate Norman Arendse and Minister Senzo Mchunu, because beneath the polite language, this is a power struggle wrapped in legal precision.
It's fine.
So the submissions you made to the portfolio committee on the 5th of March, did you discuss this matter with the President before you appeared before the portfolio committee?
When exactly did you speak to the President? RNC starts with the timeline, not because he's curious, but because timing determines intent. If Mchunu spoke to the President before disbanding the task team, it shows coordination. If he only spoke after, then it shows a unilateral decision dressed up as consultation.
Yes, I think it would have come earlier, whether it is January or February. I don't have a date, but we did.
Yes. So did you specifically discuss with the President the disestablishment of the task team?
That was my purpose, to go and brief the President that there is a particular decision I've taken in regard to this, and I did so.
Was it? Can you recall when that discussion took place? Was it just before the directive was issued?
No, it was after the directive.
After the directive was issued?
It was after the directive.
So the President also saw on social media or in the media that the task team has now been disestablished by you. He also just heard about it.
Well, I'll have to give you evidence that he picked it up from social media. I don't know. What I know is that I sought an appointment, and it was granted at a particular time, and I went to brief him. I didn't ask whether he had seen it or not.
So you didn't inform the President before you issued the directive. You only spoke to him after you issued the directive.
I've already said so.
Okay.
Senior counsel.
So thank you. So when or how soon after the directive of 31 December did you tell the President?
Pardon?
When after the 31st of December 2024 did you tell the President about the disbandment?
I've already indicated that it must have been January, February. I don't have the exact date. I will check.
Shifting from facts to impressions. When asked for concrete details, dates, wording, written directives, Mchunu leaned on his perception of the conversation rather than the hard facts. That's deliberate. Facts can be challenged. Perceptions are personal. But here's the catch. In a commission like this, personal feelings don't hold up against conflicting sworn testimony.
Why you are directing that the task team be disestablished?
Well,
or did you just tell him, by the way?
It was a short briefing with the President. It was a briefing, it wasn't a discussion to say, I at some point took this decision last year in December, and all I remember is that I did say there are matters that I have developed a very serious concern about. And I said to him, these matters, among others, have led me to disband the political clearance task team, and that possibly at some point, if I didn't do this, there may have been a call for a commission on those matters. So I decided that I would preempt any need or for such a call at some point, and I did this, and that was one of the things that I mentioned during the short briefing.
Yeah. So you said it was a short briefing.
This is how lawyers build contradictions. Was it a briefing or an agreement? This is the killer question. RNC knows the minister is relying on vague language to soften accountability. So he corners him. A briefing is one-way communication. An agreement is mutual. If Mchunu insists it was an agreement, he must prove active participation from the president. If he says it was a briefing, then he's exposed as having acted alone. Either way, he's pinned.
Yes. The president would have many appointments and you never get the whole day. It was a short briefing.
I suppose except of matters of national importance, you could schedule a longer meeting with the president.
I could have made it longer.
No, you could schedule, or your chief of staff could schedule a longer meeting with the president on matters of national importance.
I should do so, or I should have.
I'm asking whether it's not perhaps more appropriate to arrange a fixed meeting with the president to have a longer time to discuss these matters.
I do that from time to time when it is necessary.
Well, so that's why, can we ask, I mean, was this meeting 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour? How long was this meeting?
I really didn't calculate the time. I got a slot and I used it for the purpose for which I had asked the slot for, but I didn't count the minutes.
When people are cornered in high-stakes hearings, they don't always lie outright. They dance. And Minister Mchunu's answers to Advocate Norman RNC, that was a political tango.
And you didn't provide him with reasons X, Y, and Z why you are disestablishing the team. You didn't furnish him with any reports or anything like that.
No, it wasn't going to include a discussion. It was just a briefing. I asked for a slot to give him a briefing, okay. And I did so.
So it was really just to communicate to the president that this is what you have done, and the president heard what you did.
As I've said, I included briefly what the reasons could have been. I don't think I was elaborate. It was not an elaborate kind of a presentation and a discussion. It was just a briefing that I've taken that decision.
This is classic political maneuvering. Why? Because vague language creates plausible deniability. If tomorrow the president says, no, I didn't agree, Mchunu can say, I never said it was formal, I just felt we were aligned. It's a calculated shield, not a slip-up.
So why do you use the word, the president was in agreement with what you did?
What should I say?
Well, it sounds to me that you conveyed what you did to the president heard what you had to say and basically noted it. An agreement, let's not become technical, I think we know what an agreement means. Two or more people discuss something, they put whatever is on the table that requires an agreement, they engage, and then they say, okay, fine. Here it sounds like there was no engagement. You informed the president of your decision.
I briefed the president.
Yes, you briefed the same thing. You briefed the president. But the president didn't engage you. He couldn't. You didn't give him any reasons. You never told him why you wanted the task team to be disestablished, so that the president could say, oh, okay, but why X, Y, and Z? And then you engage in a discussion. It was a short meeting. So you briefed him in short, and he noted what you had to say. There couldn't have been an agreement.
Senior Counsel, I am pleading with you to note that there are different forms of engaging, even with the president. You can go and ask to make a presentation. If you are granted an opportunity, you will make that presentation. You can ask for a short period just to brief him on something, and then if it's granted, you do so. It takes different forms. In this instance, it was a briefing from my side, and I don't think there was anything wrong in me using that word, unless it is demonstrated to me that this was wrong. But what I'm saying in my statement, I did brief the president. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
After the effect, after the 31st.
Yes, I was just questioning whether you could say there was an agreement or that the president agreed with the directive.
Did the president at any point approve the disbandment? This question is about authority. Only the president can ultimately approve or condone a move this politically sensitive. By forcing Mchunu to answer this, RNC is setting up a test of consistency between Mchunu, General Masemola, and the president's public statement.
Given that it was a briefing and it was short, that's what I was questioning.
Yes.
But if you're happy with the response, that then we can move on. Again, I'm not here as a judge to sit and discuss what constitutes an agreement. I've just questioned whether it was appropriate to use.
Just a moment, Honorable Ngola.
Chancellor, thanks, Chair. Just a second. I think it is important for us to explain to the witness why the evidence leader is emphasizing agreement. It's solely because the main witness had casted doubt whether the president would have agreed for a dissolution of a political killings testing. So that's why the evidence leader is emphatic when it comes whether or not the president agreed. Because the main witness went to an extent of saying the president made an address in Northern Cape and he would have applauded the work done by the political killings task team, and therefore the main witness does not believe that the president would have agreed to such a kind of a decision. So that's why the evidence leader is emphasizing on the agreement. Thank you very much, Chair.
May I proceed, Honorable Chair?
He has helped you.
Then came the real eyebrow raiser. Honourable Nicola jumps in, mid-interrogation, to explain to the minister why RNC is emphasising the word agreement. That's not normal procedure. You don't explain a trap to the person sitting in it, unless you want them to get out. Even the chair noticed and said it plainly. He has helped you. This wasn't a neutral clarification. It was a political assist, a subtle way to steady a minister clearly on the ropes. So when you piece it together, the evasive language, the defensive posture, the well-timed help from an ally, you get a picture of a man cornered, not confident. This isn't what political strength looks like. It's what political damage control sounds like.
Yeah, I asked it.
Just one more moment. Honorable Malem.
No, thanks, Chair. I think we must put it simple because it's going to be a serious issue. Did the president agree to the disbandment of PKTT?
The answer in the affidavit is that I briefed the president. He agreed with the briefing I gave him.
So, Honorable Minister, is the answer yes?
Yes, as is in the affidavit.
The answer is yes. The answer which we must record is yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That moment when Julius Malema bluntly asks, did the president agree to the disbandment? That's a yes or no question. But instead of answering, Minister Mchunu retreats behind his affidavit. That's not confidence, that's deflection. A clear yes or no would have ended it right there. But his hesitation says everything. If he truly had the president's backing, he wouldn't dodge. He'd declare it. And Malema's question cut through the noise, exposing just how cornered the minister really was.
Because the context in which
Before you continue, may I check, honorable members, are you satisfied? Can I allow the senior counsel to proceed? Thank you.
May I proceed, Honorable Chair? Thank you.
There are honorable members who are signaling time to me. So they are essentially saying that I must bring it to the attention of you and the witness that you are now on borrowed time.
Notice how the minister jumps to mention Masemola the moment he's cornered.
And I must indicate there were two questions, Chair. The first question was on General Masemola, and the second question was the one that I then chose to start with. So I still owe you my response on how General Masemola responded.
Mchunu feels the need to justify Masemola's response because it directly contradicts his own version. Here's a quick recap.
Oh, but if ever it is done, what I'm suggesting makes sense. And he said he will speak to the minister.
Did you get any impression, or was it your impression that the president knew about the directive at all? What impression did he give you when you mentioned it to him?
No, the impression was he didn't know about the matter. Of course, I don't expect him to know. It's a much more operational matter, I would think.
So what was your what was his reaction when you told him? And what was the outcome of your discussion?
Thanks, Honorable Chair. As I said, well, he seems to be surprised when he heard that, because I reminded him that the team that we briefed in Durban that is quite successful in these matters of political killings, and the team that did work in Fort Hare, and it's been disbanded. He was taken aback, sort of. And hence I said, I know it's not a matter for him, for his decision, but however, I'm requesting that if the minister still proceed with this disbandment, as it is a directive to me, it's not a request, we should wind down the team, which he said, well, he will speak to the minister. He also don't know, and he don't know why it's been disbanded, but he agreed that if ever it is done, my proposal makes sense. And that's how we ended up.
And it's not just Masemola. General Mkhwanazi also believes the president wasn't aware, meaning he couldn't have agreed to any disbandment. And that's where the pressure builds, because when senior officials contradict each other this openly, the only way to settle it is for the president himself to take the stand. What we just witnessed isn't just a Q&A, it's a chess match. Advocate Arensi isn't asking random questions. He's boxing the minister into a corner, forcing clarity where political fog usually lives. And Minister Mchunu, his evasiveness, long explanations, and hesitation to give a simple yes or no speak volumes. Especially when every word carries weight in a web of contradictions between him, General Masemola, and General Mkhwanazi. The real story here isn't just what he said, it's what he didn't say clearly. And the more contradictions pile up, the closer this gets to the president's door. This is opinion override, where truth doesn't trend, it disrupts.